So, hello and good afternoon. Welcome to um, this week's weekly meditation. This is week 5, um, and our focus this week is on attitude. Attitude. That's our focus this week. And by attitude, I mean the attitude that we adopt towards being mindful. So, last week we did a body-based practice. We focused on the body. And this week, when we talk about mindfulness, and in particular, mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, we talk about the attitude that we adopt when we when we intend, or when there's an intention around being mindful. So, for example, last week our intention was around mindfulness of the body. Today, we're going to drop into what it really means to be intentional from a mindfulness perspective. So let's begin with a quote. This quote is from Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh is a Buddhist monk. He died, I think, about 5 years ago. He's a Buddhist monk. He died at the age of about 98 or something. I love Thich Nhat Hanh. And his quote reads like this: Be like the weather. Let the seasons pass through you. Be like the weather. Let the seasons pass through you. And so today I wanted us to talk very briefly before we jump into the meditation about attitude. What does it mean to have or to bring an attitude towards being mindful? What kind of attitude do you need to have? What kind of attitude should you have in order to be mindful, in order to be a mindfulness practitioner? So mindfulness is not just about paying attention. That's fundamental. Yeah. Mindfulness isn't just it's not just about paying attention. It's about how you pay attention. And when we talk about how, when we bring that word how, what we're talking about is being mindful is all about the quality of the attention that you pay to something. It's the quality of your attention. You see, I can just talk to you now and just be talking as we normally do without really paying attention. But it's a different level of talking when I decide that I want to talk to you with a certain amount of attention. I can look at my hand right now and I just look away. I'm not really paying attention. But if I really want to bring a quality of attention that I pay to my hand, all of a sudden, it's almost as if it's a different hand. It's still the same hand, but you begin to notice things that perhaps you missed when you hadn't really brought a certain quality of attention to something that you want to pay attention to. And so when we talk about paying attention in mindfulness, when we talk about bringing a certain quality to your attention, the word that we are talking about is curiosity. Adopt a sense of curiosity to things. And that means you are paying attention to things not by thinking about them, but by adopting an air of openness. And so that quote by Thich Nhat Hanh, be like the weather. Let the seasons pass through. You're paying attention by bringing an air of curiosity and openness when you allow yourself, when I allow myself to just be like the weather and allow the seasons to come through me, knowing that they're going to come and they're going to go. Openness and curiosity. And so in today's meditation, we're going to be doing a meditation, a 10-minute meditation, specifically about openness and curiosity. And in this meditation, we're going to be listening to sounds. We're going to pay attention to feelings. It's called an open awareness meditation. An open awareness meditation. And so we begin this meditation as we always do, first of all, by getting comfortable. And you notice that my eyes are closed. I tend to leave mine closed. You can leave yours open, whatever works best for you. And allow your body to also arrange how you're sitting, putting you into the most comfortable position that you can be at this moment. Feet on the floor, giving you balance if you're sitting on a chair, like I am. And feeling the small of your back against the small of the chair. And if you're lying down on the bed, lie with your back flat against the bed. And perhaps your hands laid beside your side, the palms facing up to the sky. And your head nicely cradled in the cushion. And of course, the intention here is to stay awake, to fall awake, not to fall asleep. And if you're walking as well, paying attention to the feeling of your feet with each step as you listen to the sound of my voice. Bring yourself into a comfortable position and welcoming yourself here. And noticing your breathing. As we get comfortable in this way, as we pay attention in this way, getting ourselves comfortable, you begin to notice, for example, that you are breathing. You notice a bit more the inhale and the exhale. Breathing always happening. Even though sometimes it may appear to take a back seat when we are in thought, in conversation. But when we decide, when we make an attention, when we make an intention to pay attention to our bodies, to our breathing, the inhale and the exhale, and the cycle of the inhale and the exhale become more apparent. And so bringing an air of curiosity and openness, bringing an attitude of curiosity and openness to this meditation, to this practice, to this moment, as we are sat here, noticing how you're feeling. Is there any sense of resistance, even resistance just being here, wanting to be here? Notice that feeling. You may not call it resistance, you may call it whatever else you may want to call it. What does it feel like allowing yourself to be here at this moment? What does the body feel? What are you feeling in your mind? What are you feeling emotionally as you take this time to be here? And still paying attention to the soles of your feet on the ground, still paying attention to how comfortable you are sitting, still paying attention to your breathing, still paying attention to the attitude that you bring into this meditation, into this practice. What sounds can you hear around you at this moment? Sounds of the air conditioning, perhaps, on a warm day. Perhaps birds chirping in the distance. Gentle humming of your computer. Or perhaps nothing at all. Bring an air of curiosity. Bring an attitude of curiosity to the sounds that you hear. Let them pass through. Not necessarily hearing them to engage them in thought. You're just hearing them. What thoughts are perhaps crossing through, crossing over the screen of your mind? Thoughts that come and go. Perhaps pictures, perhaps feelings that you feel with each thought that crosses the screen of your mind. Feelings about the week ahead, perhaps. What you need to do today, what you want to do today. What are those thoughts that are just arising and falling as they travel across the screen of your mind? Bring an attitude of curiosity towards them as you watch them come and go. And as you bring an attitude of curiosity towards your thoughts and feelings and emoting, see if you can feel the shirt that you're wearing, the feeling of the shirt against your skin. The trousers or shorts you're wearing. Notice the points at which they touch your body. The feeling of your feet against the floor. Notice those points too. And if your mind wanders during this practice, that's okay. Notice where your mind has wandered to. and bring it back using your breathing. Bring it back here. No judgment, no harshness, no vindictiveness. This too is part of this practice. Openness and curiosity. And now, bringing an air of curiosity to everything that you are experiencing as you are sat in this practice, allowing it to come in and to go out, just like you're breathing. You breathe in and you breathe out. Things come in and they go out. Just like the seasons coming, going. All we do is adopt an attitude of curiosity, openness, equanimity, a sense of stability and stillness amidst movement, change, chaos. Being the stillness, the stability, the presence and stillness amongst movement. And as we come towards the end of this meditation, returning back to your breathing, being one with your breathing, noticing your breathing with an air of curiosity. Bring an attitude of curiosity to our meditation this week. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes. And as you open up your eyes, I always like to ask you to take a little bit of a stretch. Whichever way you want to stretch, that is okay. And look around your room. Look around as though seeing things for the first time. Allowing your eyes just to gently rest and move. Looking at things with an attitude of curiosity. And so as we come towards the end of this meditation, this week, what I like us to do, don't forget, it's what we do in between these practices that are important. Yes. We ultimately, the aim behind these weekly meetings is that we begin to cultivate an attitude whereby we adopt being mindful as a way of being. We adopt being mindful. We adopt mindfulness as a way of being. And the way that we do that is in between these practices, we keep on practicing. And so taking away a theme from today's practice this week, see if you can bring an attitude of openness to whatever arises for you this week. Bring an attitude of openness to whatever arises this week. And that will help us to move seamlessly into next week, where next week we're going to be looking at how we meet difficult emotions. How do we deal with difficult emotions is our next practice next week. So this practice of bringing an air of curiosity actually prepares us for next week's practice. And so let's come to the end of this meditation, ending with a quote by Thich Nhat Hanh. Be like the weather. Let the seasons pass through you. See you soon and have a good week.